Good morning and welcome to lovely Pickett, Wisconsin on the 21st day of June 2026. It's Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to all of you dads out there. On this beautiful day today, I have a beautiful engine to run, and it is my recently acquired, as in of March of this year, OS FS95V engine. Now this is the third one of these I've had over the years, and unfortunately, or stupidly, I parted with each of them, which is not a mistake I will make again, because this is one of the finest designs of OS engineering of the 2000 era that, in my opinion, that they've ever made, with the exception of one thing, and that is the design of this prop hub. But if you want more information on this engine and another video I made of this, go to the March 13th 2026 video called OS FS95V, What a Beauty. And I'll link that in the description. That's where I talk more in detail about this particular engine. So this is the first run of this engine. I have a master air screw 14.6 prop on here, an OS F glow plug, of course, and I've got about, not as much fuel as I thought. 7-8 ounces of 5%, 5 to 7% nitro fuel for our first run of this engine. I've got the high-speed needle set out to 2 full turns from fully closed. It does not have a throttle stop screw, so that is just what it is. And I just need to figure out which direction open and close throttle is before I start. But other than that, I expect, an OS type run with this engine. Now, the other thing is, after this break-in run, there's a very good chance that I brought swamp juice fuel here today. Very good chance that the second run that this engine sees today, which will be a separate video, will actually be a swamp juice video run. Now, the conditions today are just absolutely spectacular. It's like 65 degrees. Although the weather widget says cloudy, it's kind of like a weird cloud cover, but I see a lot of blue sky, and there is not a bit of wind. So let's run this beautiful engine. Okay, so let me figure out which way open throttle is here. I guess it would help if I actually did that the right way. Okay, so that's full throttle. That's where I need to prime. So let's prime this engine. And it's got a really nice prime. Throttle open about 1/4. just like to hear it idle. I know this isn't really part of the braking procedure, but going from a very blubbery rich to a leaner setting for a couple of seconds each way is the way they recommend braking in a ringed engine. They also recommend doing that at full throttle. How beautiful is this, just to sit and watch and listen to this. Now, I've got this turned upward by design because I want people to be able to see the exhaust plume coming out of it. I know that in an airplane installation you will have this turned downward so that you don't accumulate oil in the exhaust. Perfect 4-stroke low-speed pinch test result. RPM comes up and then drops back down to where it was. This tank is about done, and when it's done I'm going to give this engine a cool down period. She's out of fuel. How can you be anything other than smiles after a run like that? I mean, this is an example of exactly why I say that in the 2000s, this is probably one of the finer engine designs that OS ever developed. I still favor the older engine styles and models from the mid to late 80s, early 90s over just about everything in the 2000s, because I think in the 2000s when they went to the Alpha series, those were just engineering abominations. They were incredibly ugly. Couldn't hold a candle to the way this engine operates. This engine operates flawlessly in every single one of these 95Vs and even the 1 or 2 65Vs I've run. Flawless operation, just flawless with any fuel. And I even have videos of this running FAI fuel, and it ran just as good then. So there's your beautiful run for the day. As you can see, I take temperature readings with my fingers, these two fingers, usually on this side of the head, and that's how I determine when it's up to operating temperature and when it feels right and when it's too hot, which this engine never got too hot. If you see me do that real quick, the engine's overheating. But if I can sit there and hold my hand on here, this side, for a couple of seconds while it's running at full throttle or any idle speed, it's fine. So this engine got up to operating temperature. That was a really good break-in run. I can feel a marked improvement in compression right now. So just a beautiful OS engine.